We are the Wisco Wanderers. Ready to hike?
I'm ready. So we are at the Metra station and I am really quite antsy, almost agitated, but not really, just, I don't know, probably anxious. I just want to get going. And we have to wait about another 20 minutes or so, and I just can't sit still, so I'm basically pacing. But looking forward to a good trip.
Well, we're at phase 2. We're off the Metra train. We've arrived at Union Station, waiting for our Amtrak train to Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. Say hi to the camera, Pure Beauty.
Hello from Amtrak.
All right, this is Uncle Buck here, UB, and looking forward to this train ride. Seats are really comfortable, and we're able to recline back, so it should work just fine. Just got to find some food.
I'm tired.
She's tired with a migraine.
Yeah, well, not a complete one, just a little beginnings of one.
Close enough. All right, bye.
I'm trying not to break the cardinal rule, which is don't videotape and walk at the same time. But the trail is super flat right here. We're just walking into Harpers Ferry again from our hotel, and I wanted to show you what I'm seeing. Shenandoah Pulp Factory. Huh. It used to be, anyway.
That must be where they beat the pulp out of people.
Alrighty. Anyway, we are heading back down to downtown Harpers Ferry for some lunch, and then we're gonna go to the Outfitters and see if we can find Mama a hat. Mama needs a hat.
So, there's your trail name. Mama needs a hat.
Oh boy.
To delay departure could spell disaster as
an island, huh? Who knew?
So they have a picture of that wooden bridge from 1886.
On the sign? Oh, yeah.
That's the same bridge that you see in front of you.
Well, that's what it used to look like. I guess it still kind of looks like that. It just looks a lot more white. Huh.
Well, it's the sun.
We are on the AT doing a little hike back to our hotel from downtown Harpers Ferry. And here comes Daniel Boone. Sorry, I'm swinging around a little too fast. What an absolutely beautiful first day on the AT. So nice out. We're actually hot, even without our pack.
Hey everyone, Uncle Buck here and Pure Beauty. We're sitting in our hotel room here in Harpers Ferry, West Virginia, the night before our first day on the trail. We've kind of been on the trail a little bit, but you know what I mean.
1 mile.
Yeah, we've been 1 mile today, but tomorrow is the first of many big days. So we'll be hitting the hay early. We had some challenges with sleeping last night, but we'll get into that here as we go over our day, our highlights, our challenges, funny stories, just a capsule of what happened today. Deb, do you want to tell them what your highlight of the day was?
What was my highlight again?
Arriving.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
For sure, arriving. Harpers Ferry is such a beautiful little town. I don't even know how big it is, how many people live here, but there's so much history, and the downtown area is absolutely adorable. I feel like I don't think we saw any building that was not built in either the 1700s or the 1800s. The town is just very historic. And it has the Shenandoah River and the Potomac River that kind of come together right in the downtown area. And so it kind of really lays the groundwork that you can understand some of the history of the Civil War and why this became a battleground area. I really enjoyed reading about some of the infamous people in the town during the time of the Civil War, like the Baker, who his wife died in March of 1861, and then he was shot accidentally by a stray bullet on July 4th that year, leaving 7 children to be orphaned. But anyway, that's another story. You can look it up if you're interested. And then the St. Peter's Catholic Church that was converted into a hospital during the Civil War, and that building is actually still standing in very good condition, and it's used every Sunday for Mass. So that was probably my highlight, is just exploring the town.
Yeah, I would say the highlight was getting off the train, and right there unfolding right in front of us was the town of Harpers Ferry that we have seen numerous times in countless through hiker videos over the last half a dozen years. And then to finally be there was just crazy. We just kind of, I felt like I just stood there and just soaked it all in. So definitely the highlight for me. Also, riding the train through the Appalachian Mountains from Pittsburgh to Harpers Ferry was kind of interesting. The train would go down some steep slopes and then go up some big inclines, and most of the time around our area the train is kind of flat, doesn't really have many hills to go up or down. But anyways, did you have any challenges today, Deb?
Well, speaking about the train, I had a really difficult time sleeping on the train, and I think that's kind of caught up to me tonight. I have beginnings of a migraine. I actually took my medication, so I'm feeling a little fuzzy, but yeah, that's probably kind of a disappointing way to end my day, to be so headachy. But yeah, lack of sleep on the train, that was probably my biggest challenge.
Yeah, I didn't get a lot of sleep, but I did fall asleep for at least 2, maybe even 3 hours in the middle of the night. I didn't expect to tell you the truth. I thought I was going to be up all night, but anyways, so I felt really good when I woke up at 5:30 in the train. Felt like I had slept really well. My other challenge was after we got in the hotel and we were going to go back to the downtown area to get something to eat. I had chose my, what do they call them? Crocs. I always want to call them clogs. Crocs. I chose my Crocs and thinking we were going to road walk most of the way, but we did some trail walking. We did 1 mile on the Appalachian Trail.
On the way back to the hotel.
Yeah, so my feet were getting pretty sore. Probably not the best choice, but they're feeling really good right now. So anyways.
Pretty minor. It was only 1 mile, so you should be all right.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to tell your funny story.
Yeah, we were out walking and we were by that Catholic church that Pure Beauty was talking about. And there was a class of high school kids roaming around the cemetery, reading the historical plaques, talking about, who's in the cemetery and whatnot. And it was kind of interesting because there was probably a few hundred burial sites, but there was only about 10 to 15 headstones that were surrounded by a wrought iron black fence. And that was it, just those 10 to 15 headstones. The rest of them were all just kind of, just not surrounded by any kind of fence. So anyways, there was 3 or 4 high school boys, and they were acting like high school boys. And I said, hey boys, you know why those tombstones are surrounded by that black fence? And they were like, no, I don't know. And I said, well, they're dying to get in. The old joke.
Could have heard a pin drop.
They had no idea what the punchline was, but the instructor that was kind of herding them along, it took him a few seconds. He was about 30, and
he was very young.
All of a sudden he goes, oh, I get it. And so anyways.
And so then I piped up and said, dad joke.
Dad jokes.
And so then the boys, they kind of keep walking. Pretty soon they're like 30 feet down the path. And then...
I don't know.
Oh, they're 30 feet down the path. And one of them turns around and goes, oh, I get it.
Oh, yeah.
They all burst out laughing.
So, anyways, I think there's going to be a lot of that over the next few months. Sometimes I just can't help saying things when the opportunity arises. So
that's okay. Everybody loves your dad jokes. Sometimes they don't always get them, dad jokes being what they are.
We got our tags, our through hiker tags.
That was a highlight.
We have numbers, so we're the X number flip-flop hikers leaving Harpers Ferry. She told us what the numbers were, and we got distracted and went down a different rabbit hole. And do you think either of us are sure what our numbers are anymore?
No idea.
So we're going to call them tomorrow morning and write the number in magic marker on our tag. It really doesn't mean anything, but some people really get into it. So we got our tags, so kind of memorabilia more than anything. I was reviewing tomorrow's hike. We were going to keep it short and end at a shelter with a water supply. I was reading some of the previous hikers who have gone through that area already, and they said the water supply has dried up. So we wouldn't have any water there, and we need water. So we're debating whether to carry more water to that site and still stop there, or to press on to the next water source, which is another few miles down the trail. So instead of doing 6.5, well, actually the extra mile from here, instead of doing 7.5 miles, we would be doing more like 11 to 12 miles. So a little bit of a jump. But if we get started early enough, the temperatures are going to be fairly cool in the morning and really only get above 70 once it gets into the mid-afternoon. So we're thinking about just pressing forward to the next water source and try to get going early enough where we can take advantage of the cool weather. So that's our possible game plan for tomorrow. But first we got to get a nice breakfast in us from the hotel.
And I need a good night's sleep.
Yeah, both of us need a good night's sleep. So there's probably something that we've forgotten. We did eat down at a restaurant in Harpers Ferry. It was very delicious.
I think it's called Coachman's, but I took a picture of the sign so that we could show you guys. If you ever have a chance to eat there, it's just a wonderful place. Excellent food.
Yeah. And they have these moonshine drinks that we decided to try. So we're not sure if she's getting a migraine from lack of sleep or the mango moonshine that she...
it was delicious.
It was very good, very good. I would have it again, without a doubt.
And
okay.
just so you know, I only had one.
Yeah, she only had one. It was only one. So no, it wasn't that big. So anyways, that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching, and leave some comments if you got any questions.
Yeah.
And tell anyone that knows us about our YouTube channel. Love to have them come along for the ride. It should be very interesting. I'll try to make it as interesting as possible.
Oh gosh.
All righty. See you later. You be out.
Happy wandering, everybody.